Well, the morning cook usually comes in around 8 o'clock, and usually some preparation will have been done the night before. We often have some kind of casserole type dish, so that usually involves rice or noodles or potatoes that also take preparation and boiling things on the stove and stuff like that. And we have a second helper that comes in about 9:30, and they'll prep. We have a nice salad bar every day for lunch and dinner. So we would have salad, fruit, toppings for the salad. Sometimes pasta salad is made. Also, that person works on prepping all our desserts. We also would do preparation of the drinks for the day. We usually make it all in the morning, all the drinks, which is usually like 8 to 10 gallons of usually Kool-Aid or lemonade, iced tea, something like that. The primary cook is the main one responsible for the hot food, hot entree. So we usually have that food in the ovens and doing its baking by the latest like 10 o'clock, because we serve our program men about 11:15 to 11:30. And then at that point, we usually have all the preparation for the meal done, even though the second line does not eat until 12:30. About 12 o'clock, we have the volunteers coming in, and they usually help us with the rolling of the silverware and the drinks preparation and the last minute preparation that we might have. At 12 o'clock is actually the point at which we find out how many people are actually coming for lunch. So we try to be prepared for the number of people that might come so we don't waste food. Pretty much right after lunch, or sometimes before lunch is over, the second cook will be coming in to start prepping for the night meal. We have to kind of wait for the dishwashing. Right now our kitchen is kind of small, so we do the dishwashing and the cooking all in the same room. So we usually have to allow a little time for the dishwashing to occur in there right after lunch. About 1:30, full-blown prep for the evening meal will occur, and those meals have to be done by 4 o'clock. So you basically have about 2.5 hours to make the evening meal. The evening meal is actually served pretty quickly. We serve about anywhere from like 55 to 75 at night at the Michigan Avenue location. And then the women, it really varies. Yeah, we are a licensed kitchen by the health department, and we do get inspected 2 times a year. And our last several inspections have been close to 100% or 100%. All of us cooks are ServSafe certified, not just the person in charge, but everybody that works in the kitchen is ServSafe certified. So that helps us because we all know what is expected of the health code. Also, it's pretty important for us to be very careful with the food that we bring in. Many of our guests are compromised in regards to their health, just because of their environment that they're living in. So we are very careful to handle it, even above and beyond standards, so that the food we provide is safe to them. That it runs pretty much like a restaurant, but we don't know how many people we're serving every day, and we don't until right before. But somehow, I know it's the Lord that helps us, because we call on Him every day. And also the donations that come in, I've seen times where it's like you didn't even ask for it or pray for it, but it came in at just the right time. Like one day, the buns for the Sloppy Joe. I started making Sloppy Joe because we had the stuff for it, and I was like, oh, this would be nice. And I didn't even think to look at the buns. And of course, when I did go back there, we didn't have any. But wouldn't you know that, before lunchtime, the buns had showed up. And that was pretty awesome. Seeing the Lord provide like that helps keep the focus on why we're really there, which I feel like personally my mission there is to provide meals to enable the preaching of the gospel. That's really why we serve the meals, is to facilitate the preaching. So if the meals are not good and nobody wants to come eat the food, nobody hears the gospel either. So it's part of my motivation for trying to make them good or interesting or creative and trying to even please people. You know, it's more than just a shelter, because we're also trying to provide the gospel to them. I would say, to be honest with you, some of our biggest needs are perishables. I mean, meat, you know, vegetables, fruits. Those are some of the really big ones that it's like, those are... I mean, even if somebody goes to the store and just buys a 5-pound bag of oranges, that's probably enough to get through. That's probably enough for the women and children's shelter for a meal. For most people that want to have one orange for one meal, you know, even just one of those big bags of oranges, you know. That's not too hard, but yeah. And if you get 2, that's enough for both places. So.